Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. Um, so, just some of the things to kind of think about. It's just been kind of running around in my head. One of the things that I think is kind of neat is stay in your homes, lock the doors, and don't leave. Now, that's one way of saying return to your cells. We're going to a lockdown. They use that in prisons. So they also will use that in government buildings when they're under attack. So they want everybody in their place. And so if you hear of that, in the old days, we would say that when it was, one time we had a bus that was transferring some prisoners from one prison to another prison, and it wrecked, and all these prisoners got out. Not all of them were violent, but some were murderers, and some were really bad. And that was funny because I had a restaurant, and they came to the restaurant, and this wreck was like 2 or 3 miles down. And I'm from this dinky town. I think that town at that time was 700 population. And so everybody that I had in the restaurant lived out in the country somewhere. And so the cops came in and said, well, everybody stay right here. Stay right here. We don't want anybody on the streets. And then we'll come back and let you know when it's safe to leave. You don't come into my restaurant and say that kind of crap. So I said, well, okay, what's the story? What's going on? And he told me about the school bus and these prisoners were out loose. And I said, okay, no problem. And I told everybody, I just hollered out and I told everybody, we got prisoners on the loose. You're more than welcome to stay here. And anybody that feels the need to go to their house, feel free to go. If you have firearms, good. If you don't, I've got extra ones I'll give you so you can get home. See, where I live, everybody's got firearms, especially in their house. So, in other words, people don't want those prisoners getting into their house. So, everybody wanted to go home. Many of them already had guns in their vehicles, and some didn't. And the ones that didn't, I'd give them a gun so they could make their way home. And matter of fact, some people that weren't really capable of defending themselves against predators, I took them home. I followed them home, or if I knew where they lived, they followed me. And like I say, so it was like a taxi cab service, except for, normally they took their own car when I'd take them. Some of them rode with me. And, but I'd say, so I'd make sure everybody got to their house, and we'd check the house, make sure nobody broke into their house and stuff like that. And a lot of them even had their doors unlocked, so I'd have to go in the house and make sure they were okay and all this. This was all before cell phones. And when you are told, and that was then. So now, when you're told to go home, well, now they say the same thing on protesters and rioters and stuff like that. All right, break it up and everybody go home. Okay. The thing is, right back to they want better control over the population, and it's best if you go home and wait it out there. Now, if it is a martial law type thing, I don't even know if I'd go home. Now, my stuff is in my home, or the place I'm going to be staying. So I've got to work my way back there, no matter what. And I will do it if I'm up there, I will do it at that particular time. Now, it takes me about, probably about 6 to 8 days for me to get up there from here. And so, after martial law, it might take me a month to get up there. It's going to be really testy. And especially taking side roads, if I can even get on the roads. And what am I going to say? What am I going to do when I'm stopped? And so, I mean, it's going to be a tough. You don't want to be in a situation like me. So that's why I've been trying to keep up with what's going on, so I can see some kind of sign, so I know I need to make a move. I need to get going. But until then, I'm going to be here. But you need to watch for signs, and you should have, like I say, your the stuff that you already know where you want to go. Now maybe you're going to stay wherever you're at in the city. I don't know. You just will stay in the city. I mean, you're already in the cage already. You're already comfortable in your cage. That might be the best place to stay. And just go by their generosity, giving you food, giving you water, giving you electricity. You're still going to have to work, so and if you don't have work, I'm sure they'll find something for you to do, or you might end up, you might have to just rat on your neighbors, to get a little extra food or something. After a few days, when you're going hungry, then it's a whole lot easier to say, yeah, the Jones is over here across the road from me. They have guns. You don't see them being hungry. They probably got a lot of food too, so you can turn them in, and you'll get a little extra food. That's what they did in Cuba. When I was in Cuba, everybody turns each other in, and then you get a little extra beans and rice, or maybe a little extra chicken at the end of the month. So they'll be nice to you when you rat on everybody. That's the only way you can make a living in Cuba. Because let's see what they make, $7 to $22 a month when I was there in the year 2000. So and everything is free, so you don't need money. Like I say, it's limited, so the food is limited. So you need to get food another way, and another way is ratting on people. So other than that, I'm not sure how you're going to get through this stuff, but you do need to have some stuff packed, some stuff, and we've already talked about the basics and what you're going to be needing and stuff like that. All that should be in, like I say, a bag. I say mine. I got mine in a golf club bag. Everything I possibly need is in a golf club bag. And other than that would be a suitcase. Golf club bag and a suitcase, I can pretty much go anywhere. The only thing is, I won't be able to go because the roads are going to be closed. They're going to be monitored. Everybody's going to want to look at my golf clubs, So there's going to be things that I'm still going to have to do. And but like I say, there's ways to get around, and there's things you can do, but time isn't on your side, and you need to know where you're going. So have all that all figured out now, because when the time comes, you're going to have enough problems already. The less stuff you need to worry about gathering up, the better it's going to be. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.